Hi everyone. Look at this code. We have a class and we have a data member within it, and we have a random object within it, and we have a main method inside it. You can see a word object of string buffer type, right? So you can see here we have switch case, right? And based on the random number generated here, so one of the case has to be executed, and then we are appending to the string buffer some characters ine. So either it has to print fine, wine, or mine, right? So let us execute it and verify. So to our surprise, if you see, it actually prints only INE. Seems like it doesn't even enter into this switch case, right? So what's happening here? So before knowing the reason, please subscribe to the channel. So if you closely look at the code, there are three bugs in this program. First bug is in choosing random number. So here you can see the random object dot next int method, right? So let's actually read the documentation of it. So it says next int method says it returns a pseudo random uniformly distributed int value between 0 inclusive and the specified value exclusive, this which has to be underlined. So let's go back here. So the exclusive value is 2 here, which is excluded. So 0 and 2, 0 inclusive and 2 exclusive. So the only possible values are 0 and 1, which actually says that this case 2 is never executed, right? So this is the first bug. How do we correct this? So let's make this parameter to 3. So that it can actually pick up value between 0 and 2, right? So as 3 is exclusive. Now, these three cases has the equal possibility, right? Now, let us actually verify this. Still we get the same output, right? So this is because we have another bug in this program, which you can see here, right? Within this switch case, we have different cases, right? So the value of there are no break statements in it between the cases. So whatever the value of this switch expression, the program will execute that case and all the subsequent cases as well. So each case assigns a value to this variable word, and then the last assignment wins. So which is this new string buffer of yum, right? Which suggests it always prints mine, right? So don't fall through from one non-empty case to another. It's not a good practice because it's unusual and confusing to the reader. So let's actually insert the break statements after each case statement, right? Now let us execute it. So it still displays the same output INE, right? So this is because we have one more last bug in this program. So that is, if you observe this expression new string buffer, right? So the constructor string buffer of char, so it doesn't even exist. So for that, we need to read the documentation of the string buffer constructor. So if you see here, string buffer takes no parameters. It either takes char sequence or string, or it will take integer as a parameter. So these are the possible constructors of a string buffer. So if you observe, we are passing a char value as a parameter to the string buffer constructor. But if you observe, we are not getting any compilation issues. This is because, this char value is converted into its respective integer type. So applying a widening primitive conversion. So say for example, a random number 0 is selected, right? So in that case, the default case is executed where new string buffer of m. So the char value is converted to integer. The value of uppercase m is 77. So what happens? An empty string buffer is created, and then INE is appended to it. That's the reason we see the output as only INE. So how do we correct this? We just need to use the right parameter to the constructor. So we just need to pass it as a string. So let's actually correct this parameter. So we had string as the parameter to the string buffer constructor now. Now let us verify. Now we can see the expected output, right? One of these three has to be selected, right? So fine. And number of times you execute, the value has to be changed according to the random number selected in the switch expression, right? So you can see different executions has a different value, right? So these are the three major bugs within this program. So to avoid this, what do we need to this familiar? We need to use only familiar APIs. So if you must use unfamiliar APIs, then read the documentation carefully, right? So now we fixed all the bugs in this code, but still it looks overall verbose, right? So we can have an optimized version for this code. So let me show you that. So we can just say, we know it's all about selecting the first character of the word, right? So we will have it as one string, and we'll select a random number, right? A random number from this string, and then we append ine. So which is equivalent to the entire code above. Now you can see different executions selects different word in it, right? For a better version, which is readable, we can have another version as well. Like say for example, what we can do is we can declare an array, and we can actually have some strings in it in the array, right? And then we can actually call a method where a random element which actually selects a random number in it. So based on that random number, we'll actually get one string from the string array, right? So let us try this as well. Okay, it says, okay, we need to remove one extra brace. Now you can see, right? Fine, wine, different executions gives us different results, right? So this is the more better version, which is readable, right? So to summarize, first be careful of the fence post errors. And second, put a break after each case in switch statements. And third, use familiar APIs. And if you wanted to use unfamiliar ones, consult the documentation, right? So a char is not a string, but is more like an int, right? So that's all for this video. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and share it. Thanks for watching.